My name is Jens. I am a lead developer at Teamleader. Those are some of my colleagues. And at Teamleader, we help small to medium-sized businesses to stay organized, to build better relationships, and to help them collaborate within their team. We do this by providing an affordable, intuitive software tool that allows them to combine CRM, project management, and invoicing. So we do this because then our customers can focus on what matters for their business and not waste time on trying to combine different tools. These are in fact our typical customers. Those are companies that are still doing or tracking CRM, trying to track leads in Excels, or not using any tools, or they're using multiple tools and wasting time transferring data or linking those tools together. Or they use a way too expensive tool that doesn't grow with their business. So at Teamleader, we digitalize the entire workflow from the initial business card that you get handed at, for example, a conference or at a meetup such as tonight, up until we track if the invoice was paid. Okay, there's stuff happening in the meanwhile, such as following up on leads, sending quotations, signing agreements, creating projects out of those quotations, time tracking, invoicing that time tracking, and whatnot. This is a small overview of our company. We were founded in 2012, and with the help of some investment rounds, we were able to expand to 5 additional countries, such as the Netherlands, Germany, Spain, Italy, and now also France. We're also expanding in the Nordic countries, but that's for the future. So maybe a bit more about our development culture at Teamleader. As you see, our company already exists from 2012. You can imagine, okay, our company has grown, our product has grown as well. And with that growth comes legacy. And initially, Teamleader started off as a big monolith application written in PHP and jQuery, and it got very difficult with our expanding development team to work on this project. We kind of compare it with, imagine having 10, 15, 20, 30 chefs trying to all cook one dinner. It doesn't work. There's only that many people who can stir inside the pot, and that's what was one of our issues. So we ended up moving into a more microservice architecture with Spotify-like team structures, if that rings any bells. And moving into these microservices allowed us to improve collaboration within our teams. We can do independent deploys for each team, like you saw. Okay, we have invoicing, project management, CRM. Not sure how I'm mixing them up, but every team is responsible for their own microservice or microservices, and they can do whatever they want. They can decide their own tech stack. They can handle errors and load balancing on their own, so that if one service has issues, not the entire application doesn't go down. What it also brought to us was, okay, it allowed us to develop new features using new technologies next to our legacy monolith application, let's call it. This is a big plus for where we're experimenting with, for example, React now. Yeah, it's impossible to say to our clients, okay, we're going to pause all the development within the next year. We're going to refactor our entire application into microservice and React. It's just not something we can do. And by moving into microservice, we can contain the legacy and move new features and new development into those microservices. But of course, also with this microservice architecture, it brings new challenges that with the typical monolith application you don't really see, where looking into, okay, if we have multiple microservices, how do we broadcast events? How can we listen to each other? How do we provide some sort of an interface? And what happens if that interface changes? How do we make sure that if one microservice changes, the entire application doesn't just break down? So working at Teamleader, especially for me, it's quite challenging because we're facing all of these new challenges that come with microservices. We're working with a lot of Docker deploys with Kubernetes. Our backend tech stack is mainly focused on PHP, and from the, of course, React. What I personally like very much about Teamleader is that for me it feels like product and development, and Teamleader feels like a company within a company. We don't have an almighty CEO, CTO. Okay, it might be almighty, but he's not the person deciding, okay, that button should be green, that button should be there because I say so. They come up to us with issues, with problems, with the goals of the company, where we want to be next year, and we translate to those issues in what we think is best for the company, and we use our skills and our knowledge to build the best application we can. And that's something I really like about working at Teamleader. But why am I here? In the beginning you saw some of my colleagues. I started working at Teamleader like a year ago, and the amount of colleagues doubled since then. Every department is growing like crazy or expanding into new countries, but development, it's lagging behind, and it's getting the board and the organization is giving us pressure to work quicker, but we need to just maintain legacy as well, of course, in the end. So we're also opening up all of our job openings in all the countries that we're currently based in, including Amsterdam. So if you're interested in working as a front-end developer focused on React, full-stack developer, backend developer, PHP, even DevOps, contact us at our booth, and we'll gladly listen to what you're looking for. Thanks.
Thank you, John.